Welcome to the Pigtucky Derby Championship pregame. I'm joined by Biggie Animations
Hello.
and this random pig who wandered into our booth and now wants to escape. So, it's that time again, championship time. We've got Pro Archers taking on Austin 360, Michael 30, Queen Candy 96, and Just Beat You 6729. It's sure to be a good race. Biggie, what do you have on it? What's your take?
It's going to be a very close race, a very good race, especially between the top 2 and 3 racers. Very close, all very good.
And now, first, we do have some interviews lined up. We've sat down with each of the racers. We'll roll those in a minute, but first, we're going to have Queen Candy and Just Beat Ya. And I just wanted to get your quick opinion. Biggie, what do you think their strategy is to win? Because they're obviously not the favorites going in right now. But, like, how can they keep up with Michael, Austin 360, and Pro Archers?
The best thing for them to do would be before the big race is to practice. The practicing, the getting the mechanics down will definitely help them learn how to control their pig better and learn how to boost better, pushing them from the last to the first.
Alright, thank you, Biggie. We're going to roll you to those 2 interviews right now. I hope you enjoy, and we'll be right back. Queen Candy, back here again for the championship. Now, this year hasn't been as great as last year. You've had a lot of third place finishes, and many are betting on you finishing last. What do you say to these criticisms?
Fake news. That's all I have to say. Fake news, People doubting me. It's not going to happen. So, you want to know what real news is?
What's real news?
Not finishing third. That's real news.
You want to finish second first. Now, there's 5 people in the race, so the worst you can do is finish 5th. Best you can do is obviously finish first.
Yeah, but, top 2.
You do have a very low bar set by everyone else. They don't expect you to finish well.
Fake news.
What are your expectations for the race?
Well, obviously, no cheating's going to happen. If there is any, we will go to court. My expectations, obviously, from pull up number 1.
So, you were the first player to finish all of your races. You were able to get them done. And you've shown a lot of responsibility, but can that carry over to when you're competing with the most valuable racer, the reigning champion, top point scorer? Like, you think you're going to be able to keep up with all these high leverage racers?
Well, since I was the first one to finish my races, I'm showing the responsibility. None of them showed responsibility for finishing first. So obviously, that won't really matter or depend on what's racing, because I'm always ready and prepared. So,
and that's going to confirm this race, and you're going to finish first, correct?
Yes, the responsibility lacks with everybody else.
Alright, Queen Candy, well, thank you very much. We'll see you at the race, and best of luck. Just Beat Ya. You had a pretty bad year last Derby, I'm not going to lie. You missed half your races, but things have changed. Now you've put some people up for their money, and you're in the championship. What's changed between these 2 years?
Well, one, I got a computer, so let's go for that. Second, I actually made most of my races and didn't fall asleep, so that too. But yeah, I think it's mostly just the computer. I feel I'm not super great with the computer yet, but I feel a little bit more confident with this computer than I do with an Xbox controller.
And may I ask, are you using a keyboard or are you still using?
Yes, keyboard. I'm using the keyboard.
Yes, I remember last year I was racing on the computer, so it did definitely give me an advantage over some of the Pocket Edition players and some console players.
Very true. Very true.
Alright, and moving on to the next question. Oh, we got some rain here. You mind staying out here for the rain, or do you want to move inside?
I'm made out of pixels and numbers.
Alright, great. Alright, secondly, you got to vote for most valuable racer. I was pretty shocked, so were many. No offense, you are a great racer, I just didn't think you put up that type of performance. Do you think that voter knew what they were doing?
I am entirely convinced that was an accident and a misclick, because I don't know what I did to to do that. I think the competition is much better than me, especially Matt. I think Matt deserves my point. If it was up to me, I would give the point that I got and give it to Matt just because I feel like Matt deserves it the most.
And by Matt, he refers to Awesome 360.
Yes, awesome 360, of course.
And then, lastly, because our time's running a little short, you're not favored to win the competition. To be frank with you, you're favored to finish fourth or last. But how are you going into this? Are you ready to prove them wrong and try and get that championship?
No, I'm also going into this with the mentality that there's no way I'm winning this. The competition is very good. I I might be able to squeak out a win on Queen Candy, but even then, that's not super realistic for me. I'm going for first, obviously, but I think I'm getting a dead last on this one. Not gonna lie.
Well, you've always been a realist and a pessimist. We saw that in your last year's interview, and we see it here again. But I'm still going to wish
Let's
you the best
go.
of luck, and I'm rooting for you.
Let's go.
Alright, well, thank you and take care. Well, we just got our 2 interviews from Just Beat and Queen Candy, and for some reason the zombie piglet has now wandered into the booth. But, things get wacky, so let's just roll with it. Biggie, Queen Candy sounded pretty cocky in her interview. She thinks she's going to win this thing. Do you think that's a good strategy, having confidence, or do you think that's going to get to her? Kind of like
I think confidence. I think confidence is a big player, but it can't be the only thing that you or have going in. It can't be the only strategy. So it might come back to haunt her.
And then we had a pretty opposite approach with Just Beat Ya. He wasn't confident at all, really. He was being very pessimistic and saying that he doesn't think he's going to win, but he is going to give it his all.
I think that is a better attitude to have, saying I'm going to try my hardest, but if he really wants to win, he's going to need some self-confidence. Nobody's gotten anywhere not believing in themselves.
Great words, great words. So yeah, those 2 are favored to finish 4th and 5th respectively. They're about even in that line, so I can't really say who's going to finish where. But next up we have Pro Archers, our reigning champion, and Michael Lum 30, our rookie. Both did not finish first in MVR racing, but they were considered the top contenders for it. Michael had the most points. Pro Archers is our reigning champion. So we're going to hop over there in just a moment. But Biggie, just like with the last 2, I want to get your opinion. What is their strategy for winning this?
Strategy for winning this, just like the other 2. They are not super high, but they can definitely still win if they do practice and they do, like I said before, have the confidence, because believing in yourself comes first and then practice comes second. But they can still be in the running.
Nice. All right. Well, we're going to send over to the interview now. We have those 2 back to back, and then we'll be joining you for another turn. Michael, you've been the surprise of the tournament, and you've been a superstar. You're the rookie. You definitely are the rookie of the year, because you are the only rookie. But how does all this success feel?
The success feels good, but I'm not satisfied until I win the championship.
Well, that leads me into my second question. Many said you were snubbed from the MVR. Personally, I think you deserved it the most. You had the most points. You've been the best racer so far, but does this give you more motivation heading into the championship?
It does give me a little bit more motivation to prove the haters wrong. As you said, I did finish with the most points, but wasn't given the award, so I got to show them that I deserved it.
Yeah, you certainly have a lot to race for. And if you had one thing to say to your other competitors before the race, what would it be?
They're all bad because they're losing to somebody who doesn't even know how to race a horse or a pig.
Well, some great words, and hopefully we'll see you after the race. The winner will get an interview, and possibly the runner-up will see what time we have, but good luck. Well, what did I expect? I got you back here for another interview.
Yeah.
So you got through the regular season, now you're back in the championship. And how are you preparing for this last stand in your title defense?
Done a few practice races like I expected. I'm pretty nervous about Michael. He's an incredibly good racer. Did not expect that from a rookie, but I'm looking forward to it. Last race was we don't talk about that one, but still, it was fun.
Yeah, it's kind of go back to this regular season. You didn't have what I'd call the best. You didn't finish first, you didn't finish second. You finished third in one of your races, and Michael and Matt pretty much swept the floor with you besides that one race where you were able to beat both of them. That was you at your best. You also didn't finish with like almost any or none MVR votes, and that was an award you won last year. So after this underwhelming season, like, uh, does this worry you at all? Like, are you feeling nervous, like especially going into the championship?
I mean, I'm definitely a little nervous coming off of my victory last year. It's a title that I have to try my best to hold. For the MVR, I didn't expect to win it again this year. Michael put up an amazing performance as a rookie. I expected him to get a lot of votes. Awesome 360 coming off of last year performed incredibly well. I expected him to get a lot of votes. I honestly didn't expect myself to get any votes this year, or maybe like one or two. But I definitely didn't expect to win it. But yeah, I'm definitely nervous for the championship and, hoping that I can still win it.
So now, I remember back when we interviewed you beforehand, you said race number 10 between you, Michael, and Awesome 360. That was going to be a big one, and you were excited for that. You performed really well there, and you beat both of them, giving them their only losses of the year. But then in race 15, you lost to Piglet Fun and Biggie Animations, the two worst racers. Hey, what can we expect out of you?
So for the last race, I had looked at the standings, I had done the math, I had already clinched the championship position. So I just kind of messed around that race, They were both eliminated, so I what the heck was that?
Yeah, I think someone's pushing a button or something.
No one's on. It sounds like a pressure plate.
Yeah, it's probably like a pig or something stepping on a pressure plate.
Oh,
Well,
it was
is there
a
anything else
chicken.
to add to the interview, or are you ready to go race?
I'm all ready.
Alright, well, again, best of luck, and hopefully you'll get one more interview with me after the race.
Hopefully.
Well, the zombie piglin has magically disappeared. We don't need to talk about that anymore, and a bee has appeared. But more importantly, we just got done with those two interviews. Pro Archers kind of sounds a bit shaken. He's admitted he's kind of afraid of these new opponents. Biggie, again, is that mindset really good, or should he be trying to swap it up? Is he being a realist, or is it just going to hurt him?
A sense of realism definitely is needed. You don't want to be super last, horrible, and then being like, I'm going to come in first. That's not good. So realism, that's okay, but you still need to have confidence. And I think pro archers, just beat ya, it's gonna come back to haunt him having no confidence and thinking they have no self worth and thinking they're just gonna do terrible before they even do the race.
So, if I had to ask you, guess where Pro Archers is going to finish? Where would you put him?
I'd put pro archers at third.
Hmm. Well, we'll see if those words hold up. Pro Archers does have that statue behind him as he was our first champion, in case you were wondering about that. Then our other interview was with Michael. He has the most points. He did the best racing in the regular season. But that's all off the table. Whoever wins this race is going to be our champion. He was also top. He kind of sounded a bit spiteful. He was not very happy that he did not win MVR, and he thinks that he's going to beat everyone. People are favoring him to finish second or first, definitely in the top three. What's your take on it, Biggie?
You know, Michael Lum, he's being overconfident. There's a line that you can cross, and he has definitely crossed that line. And I definitely think, just like Pro Archers and Just Bia, overconfidence is definitely a problem as well. And the overconfidence I think it's actually going to hurt his gameplay and hurt his performance. He's going to be too cocky, and I think it's going to come back to haunt him for sure.
All right, well, finally we will have an awesome 360 interview. He did win the MVR, and Biggie, I just want to ask you because you did get an MVR vote. Do you think that was an error or something, or do you think that was an actual vote?
It was most definitely an actual vote.
And this is confident. If you don't want to say this, you don't have to. But was that your vote?
That is confidential information.
All right, all right. Well, we're going to send you over to Awesome 360's interview, and then you'll join us one last time before the championship race. Well, just as I predicted, we're back here again, Awesome 360. And like most believe, you won your division. You're back at the stage. I remember I asked you this before, and I'm going to ask you this again. How bad do you want to win?
This might sound a bit cocky, but I'm already as far as I expected to be. I'm hoping I can take home first place. That'd be really nice, but I'm already happy with where I've gotten.
Yeah, you must be pretty proud. You took home the MVR Most Valuable Racer. It was actually, no offense, I thought it was pretty shocking. You swept it. You had 4 votes while no other racer received more than 1. So this kind of means that everyone believes in you. How does it feel to be looked up upon by your peers?
Honestly, it was quite shocking to me as well. I definitely expected Pro Archers to put up a lot more of a fight because he's a pretty good racer. But it feels really good to have won that award.
Nice, nice. And another big bolster to your confidence. The money line predicts that you will win the race. You are the favorite. How does this affect your mindset?
It's a little extra pressure, but I think I'm not going to let it go to my head. I'm just going to hope I race real well in the championship.
And finally, do you have anything you want to say to your fellow competitors?
Good luck. May the best man win.
Or girl. We do have one female racing.
Or may the best man or woman win.
Alright, thank you, Austin 360. Best of luck. Hopefully we'll have you back here for another interview.
Thank you.
Well, our animal friends keep multiplying. We now have a puppy that Biggie has just tamed. But most importantly, that Awesome 360 interview. I think he did very well with it, and I think he has the perfect mindset going in. He said, there's going to be tough opponents, but he's just out here to have fun. He definitely wants to win, but he will handle a defeat with grace. And I think he's going to do well. He is the MVR. He did finish 3rd in one of his races to Mike 1 Pro Archers, but he's in a very good spot. Biggie, where do you think he's going to finish?
I personally think he's going to come in first. He's, like you said, got the right mindset and the right attitude. And I think his performance, despite that 3rd place, has been very well. And I think he very well has the ability to win this.
Well, Big E, I just have to say thank you for doing this pregame show. You've provided a lot of insightful information, and I don't want to hold you guys any longer. We're going to get you down to the championship race. So, for the last time in the studio, this is the Hot Dog Man 17, joined by Big E Animations, and, oh, there goes the puppy. And I guess now just the pig, where we started. But we'll send you down to that championship race, and I hope you enjoy. Everything boils down to this point. the championship race. 16 races, a lot of interviews, a lot of time, and a lot of pigs got us to this point. But we are here, and we are finally going to get this race underway. I hope everyone enjoyed the pregame show. Sorry if it was a bit long, but we wanted to get all those interviews in. And if anyone liked it, then I'm glad, and it was worth my time. If not, maybe we'll shorten it next time. But our race is about to get underway. Queen Candy will flick the lever as we unfortunately could not get a lever flicker. Hopefully she's able to do it properly and not hinder her race. As we are off now. There they go. All 5 racers competing in a 5-lap race as Queen Candy struggles mightily, messing up that lever flick and not recovering in time. But out of the gate early, Pro Archers, Michael, Just Beat Ya, Austin 360 are our top 4, and you can see Queen Candy behind them. They round the corner, and it looks like Austin 360 overtakes Just Beat Ya. Now we have our top 3 going strong as they finish their first lap. This will be a 5-lap race, as we want to give extra championship time and test racers' endurance in this one. Over 30 seconds now. Pro Archer's still holding the lead. He is defending his title. A win here would give him 2 straight victories in our 2 derbies so far. He crosses the line there, and he's got through 2 races. Austin 360 and Michael are really battling it out for second place, but there's no prize in second place. You can see that big pile of diamonds, enchanted netherite armor, and there's a shulker box full of rockets. But the most valuable thing, in my opinion, is that pork chop in the item frame. As our racers are about to finish their 3rd lap, they would have just completed a regular race, but we got 2 more laps for you, and they should be a doozy. But yes, that is a named pork chop. There's only one of its kind. It's the trophy, the 2021 Derby trophy. Pro Archers is looking to add that next to his 2020 trophy. As Austin 360 and Michael are so close, right on each other's tails, and now they are finally entering their last lap. Just Beat Ya a little behind. He'll need a miracle to get back into this, and Queen Candy, it's pretty much over for her. She finally enters her final lap. And they are still going strong. Will anyone be able to catch Pro Archers? The time is now. There they go. He's about to round his final corner. Pro Archers is our 2021 Pigtucky Derby champion. Congratulations. And you could see Austin 360 overtook Michael to get 2nd place. Michael in 3rd, Just Beat Ya in 4th, and Queen Candy in 5th. Thank you to everyone. This has been an incredible race. And we've got one last interview, a post-game with our repeat champion, Pro Archers. See you guys down there. Well, we all saw it coming. Pro Archers, you were able to win again, back-to-back championships. How does it feel?
It feels good. I was definitely worried after my performance in the regular season, but when it came to the championship, I just gave it all I could, and it paid out in the end.
So, I mean, you've definitely been our most successful racer. You've won both championships so far. What would you say to a new racer? Like, what advice would you give?
Something that I do that I don't see a lot of other racers doing is cutting the corners as tightly as possible. Like, a lot of other racers will take them kind of wide, and like I'll just cut it really close and go right by them. So to any new racers, I definitely say to cut the corners.
And lastly, what are you going to do with this prize money? You've got a whole box of fireworks, brand new set of armor, diamonds, netherite, emeralds, and that lovely pork chop.
Yeah, the pork chop's the most important part, 100%. I'm going to take it all back to Pro Vengers Tower, my home, and I'm just going to relax and hang out with Hans the pig.
Well, certainly congratulations. A victorious day for Pro Archers, and we'll see, can you make it 3 next year?
Hopefully.
Alright. Thanks for racing, and have a good one.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining me on this magical ride. It's been an incredible journey, and I hope to see you all again next year. On your screen now should be a summary of all of the races, and if you want to check that out, pause the video. I highly recommend you guys go back and watch all of the days. I put a lot of effort into it, and other racers did, and I really hope you guys enjoy. Again, here's the final championships. And I will thank you guys once more. And this has been the Hot Dog Man 17, reporting to you live from the Pigtucky Derby. So long.